that one. Well, let's hope somebody's on the march here, because they need to pick up the pace a bit. 4-0, the Batley Bulldogs lead, and Kevin Crowther's the only try of the game so far. Different second half, do you think?
I think this game needs a spark, needs some energy. I think both coaches will have asked that from the players. Again, the arm wrestle and the chess game, perhaps not the most entertaining game. There hasn't been so many free-flowing moves, many length of the field tries, but there's drama in this game to come. And I thought a nice touch by the Batley club was to present Dewsbury Celtic with an award. Dewsbury Celtic, obviously, in Dewsbury, Franny Cummins' old club, so bitter rivals on the pitch, but not just quite off it.
Well, 40 minutes of rivalry to come, and National League points at stake, and much needed by the Dewsbury side. Maloney puts the kick in, but Austin Buchanan didn't want anything to do with that one. Dewsbury, of course, foot of the table, and relegation a possibility, and they need to get off the mark. Yet to win a game this season in National League One.
And they've got to come up with some spark, haven't they? They've got to add something and really chance their hand. Warren Jowett there on the phone, trying to get some orders down. I think that the way that Batley, just looking at the way Francis Maloney there was talking, he was saying, come on, let's one set of six, let's defend this for one set of six and keep this Dewsbury side back in their own half.
What do you think he was ordering? His supper?
Chris Charles keeping that ball alive. Dewsbury with Jimmy Elston, combining his playing career with his job as a commercial and marketing director at the Wakefield club. Big game for them this weekend, and of course big time for the club as well with their cup progress. And they get the penalty. Trinder, the ball stolen from him in the tackle, says Dave Merrick.
Yeah, Kevin King just choosing to use the ball. Here he's trying to control the ball to restrict the time by Aaron Trinder. Correct decision.
Austin Buchanan in the action. He's already been involved in this second half. A couple of strong runs from him. Trinder again. Dewsbury playing down the hill. Batley looking into the sun and looking at the attack coming from Chris Langley. And Langley tackle right underneath those posts. Plays the ball. And they make a real mess of it. Elston complaining that he was held, but it's a knock-on, says Dave Merrick. And it was a knock-on by Batley.
You've come round, you've knocked the ball down.
He's saying that the Batley player reached round and knocked the ball out of the hand. It's number 15, Andy Boothroyd, just gets his hand to the ball there. That's illegal in rugby league.
So this is a good opportunity for Dewsbury. Chris Hall takes the tackle on the 10-metre line. Chris Charles now. Charles, three of them there to drive him back. Charles plays the ball. Elston. Finn pops it up for Andy Bostock. Bostock, well defended again by the Batley Bulldogs on their own try line. Here's Langley. Langley almost stepping away. It was a good tackle from Maloney that time. They could be in here. Again, great defence. They are in there. Buchanan just flops over the line, but it was the pass that made it. It was from Bostock, I think, who was just short of the try line. He was held up by some great defence, but he had the presence of mind to get it away, and a sigh of relief from Warren Jowett there.
And you've got to credit Andy Bostock. He was involved in the play before, and then he was involved with the offload to Jones Buchanan. Here's where the knock-on is. He pulls his arm. There's the knock-on. Here he just comes up. It's a good line. Look at the strength of him to offload that ball to Austin Buchanan. Andy Bostock takes it, won't go to ground, keeps up. And Austin Buchanan there, but the play before that, he took the ball and he was looking for the offload again. Andy Bostock trying to play that second phase rugby, this Dewsbury side, who in the first half come up with 17 offloads compared to Batley's 1.
Ninth try of the season for Austin Buchanan. Got 3 of those in one game against Rochdale earlier in the season. And he's been busy in this second half and threatened to get that try anyway, but that literally was falling over the try line. to bag that one, but he was in the right place at the right time and was alert to the offload. Now then, Finn to kick his side ahead, and he's landed that one from the touchline. And the second half only just underway, and Dewsbury have got points on the board. Buchanan the try, Finn the conversion. They're ahead by 6 points to 4.
This is the first time we've seen Dewsbury in good field position. It's Ollie Marnes who comes out to the line to grab Bostock. He fails to make the tackle, leaving Oscar Buchanan just on his own, just loitering with intent. Grabs that try, he loves that.
One guy you've got to credit as well in the lead up to that play and that try was the guy who's getting the ball now, Aaron Trinder. He come up with 2 big surges, he got a penalty, put Batley under so much pressure with his big strong drives, and he started the second half really strong.
The 5th meeting between these two sides this season. It's 2 apiece.
Wait, go. Markers, let's get square.
And Dewsbury looking for their first win of the season in National League One. Their cup wins, or their wins against Batley, have been in cup competitions. That Challenge Cup win and then a Northern Rail qualifying win. And it's been all Dewsbury in this second half. They've monopolised possession.
But that's better as well. You want to see Teddy Glassy in the middle of the pitch. You don't want to see him organising outside. You want to see him targeting. Great break.
Well, this is a great break, and support is there. And the pass maybe was delayed too long. I think it was, from Martin Robinson. And by the time Colleran got the ball, he'd got the defenders as well. Smith, though, and they're playing with a bit of vigour now. They could be in the corner with Powell, and Powell has got that ball down. But has he? Or was he in touch before he got that ball down? Video referee Ben Thaler will have a look at that. Dave Merrick just uncertain as to whether Bryn Powell had run out of room. The defence coming across.
Trying to get down there. That's a try. Referee Dave Merrick saying that the grounding's fine. Just check if he goes into touch.
It's that right foot, isn't it? Just trailing there, but he keeps that one clear.
He knows where he is, Bill. He lifts it up there now and gets the ball down. Dewsbury started off really strong this second half.
Ben Thaler looking at those pictures. The try is awarded. And Dewsbury have hit Batley Bulldogs with 2 tries in 2 minutes. And those Rams supporters delighted with the turnaround in this game. 4-0 down at half-time, and they're 10-4 up now.
And just a determined start by this Dewsbury set. They break through here, they take the ball, good feet at the line, looking for support. They thought that they blew it, but they take the tackle, and that's the most important thing. They don't panic and try and offload the ball. You've got to credit Bryn Powell. Watch his body angle here. He gets on the outside, he leans and he pushes straight into the player, knowing that if he didn't do that, he'd be pushed straight into touch.
And Liam Finn has already landed 1 touchline conversion. This one a more difficult proposition for a kicker of his style, and that one drifting across the face of the posts. Finn's missed with that one, but Bryn Powell on target. The Welsh international, once a Batley player, made 14 appearances for them in 2004 and on the score sheet against them tonight.
We talk about momentum all the time in rugby league as we see great hands. Don't underestimate the part that Chris Charles plays in that. He beats a player on the inside, on the outside, and then steps back on the inside, taking that player out, leaving Bryn Powell with just the 2 defenders to beat. He gets over the line.
Let's catch up with the half-time news, go down to the sidelines and Ben Pro.
This second half performance, no surprise to Dewsbury coach Warren Jowett. He believed that they'd done the hard work in that first period, restricting Batley to just those 4 points, and they have started so strongly in this second period. He believes that if they cut out the errors in this second period, the victory will be theirs. Problems though for Gary Thornton, his Batley counterpart, and they mainly concern Bolo Fagbaran, who's suffered concussion. He will not be allowed to resume play in this second period on medical advice, so he will take no further part in the game. Gary Thornton did believe that if they did go back to the game plan, they would win this game, but these 2 tries from Dewsbury really giving the Rams some heart.
Well, just when Warren Jowett was asking for control and cutting out the errors, Andy Bostock comes up with 1 to concede possession. There is Fagboran. feeling a bit groggy after being the subject of a big hit in that first half.
A lot of people will be at home and they won't be aware that once the doctor rules you out, that's it. It doesn't matter how brave you are, you cannot go back on. It's a danger to yourself. So, work done for Bagboren.
It'll be a big loss for Bagboren going off, but also they put Ash Lindsay on the wing, which will take a lot away from his game.
I don't know, Ash Lindsay is one of the players who'll find a way to be involved wherever you play him.
He needs to be in the middle of the park, doesn't he, taking on these big guys, because his feet and his strength is tremendous.
Maloney, again they're kicking crossfield, looking to put pressure on. They've succeeded in putting pressure on because Buchanan couldn't cope with that one, and it's picked up by Ollie Marnes, and it's back to 6.
Now we see Batley with a bit of pressure on Dewsbury's line.
And they're right on that line. Dewsbury, feet behind the line. Now they're flooding forward to close down this Batley attack, and Mennell is almost through. Takes the tackle. The try scorer is Kevin Crowthers, does a quick lap of Batley and then comes back for another go. They're trying to barge their way through the middle now.
Oh, they need something other than that. Brute strength isn't going to get them over.
Boothroyd it was. Maloney now. Maloney sensing an opportunity. The Batley supporters now, having moved up to the end of the field, are cheering their side on for behind those posts, but that'll be the turnover. The kick coming back to Mennell, but nobody played at it, said the referee, so it'll be the turnover.
But enterprising play by Mennell and his teammates. Now as they try to force the error, puts the little kick in, wasn't a hit the Dewsbury player, but they've really started off, both of these teams looking to play rugby, looking to get this crowd excited.
There's Austin Buchanan, try scorer early in this second half for the Dewsbury Rams. 4 tackles gone as Jimmy Elston plays the ball. Finn with the long kick downfield.
Again, it's Liam Finn who comes up with a sensible option. Let's bang it downfield and make this Batley side work away.
Ashley Lindsay tackled on his own 30-metre line. Chris Charles and Finn doing the tackling. Here's Ollie Marnes. Marnes. Again, Charles is there to make the tackle, and Bostock. Craig Farrell. And it's Batley's turn to work their way up the field, and Farrell to his feet slowly and looks to be still in pain from the shot he took in the first half. He's just in back play now. Struggling, in fact. Maloney finds Kevin King. King once for the Castleford Tigers, and Super League has left his opposite number, Chris Langley, on the ground after that tackle. Langley doesn't know where he is as Maloney hoists that kick. Colleran is underneath it, and that's a good chase.
He doesn't look well, Langley. King run over the top of him, but King's also hurt. He's done his shoulder as he tried to barge over big Chris Langley.
You haven't got time to be injured or stiff or sore in rugby league. You've just got to get back in that line. Your mates need you. Get up, son.
Go. Get tight to Tim.
Buchanan trying to burst through. He's not tackled, says the ref. He is now.
Way, go.
Chris Lythe it was. Here's Rourke. Bounces off the first attempt from Kevin Crowthers. That's the 5th tackle. Elston. Oh, and Finn's made a hash of that.
It's a knock on, it's a turn over there.
And he took his eye off the ball.
Liam Finn,
on him, Barry.
yeah, well, perhaps sensing Liam Finn that this is the first time they've had a good attacking kick in this second half. Again, just catch the ball before you decide what you're doing with it.
Season number 14, Patrick Walker taking the field, replacing number 9, Jimmy Elston.
So Batley play the ball just inside the Dewsbury half. Here's Kevin Crowthers.
All the attacks come on the edges, hasn't it? Nothing, they're not taking each other on up the middle anymore. They're trying to spray it out wide, or they're trying to play on the edges if they get to the 40 or they get to the 20 on the left hand side.
Mennell runs into a big hit from opposite number Liam Finn, who's captaining the Dewsbury side tonight. Maloney, Tim Spears Farrell now. Maloney, and Byron Smith is back on. And Smith is promptly put to the ground by Rourke and Chris Charles. Maloney, little chip across the field, and a great chase by Priest, and then it all comes to nothing.
Beautiful banana kick there from Francis Maloney. They're almost telepathic sometimes, those kicks. Austin Buchanan forced to make a play for it. Look at that. Beautiful piece of skill. Trying to shift it out onto Batley's right. Look at that, off the inside of the boot. Priest tries to get that pass to Ollie Marnes, who's free on the right side.
Head and feet to Batley in this great attacking position, and Mennell finds Priest, who was on the end of that kick. Priest is tackled on that 10-metre line. And Dewsbury, having had a great start to this second half, now finding themselves under a bit of pressure. They're leading by 10 points to 4 now, but Batley coming strongly at them. Maloney fires the pass up, and King can't take it, and there could be a way here. And the hand, it was the pass from Bostock. He was looking for Austin Buchanan. A hand in there from Anthony Henderson, and it's 6 to go for the Dewsbury Rams. But if that possibly had come to a faster player, with no disrespect to Andy Bostock, that could have turned into something promising.
I think he was looking for anybody to pass to. Get it off me, I don't like running this far. Dewsbury still on the ball.
Wait. Go.
They've got plenty of tackles in the bank at the moment. Pat Walker is on, and Walker gets the ball away to Chris Hall, and Hall on the inside, and back to Walker.
That's a knock-on by Dewsbury going back.
Batley players asking the touch judge, now asking the referee to just look at the build-up to that, because they too feel there was a knock-on. So Dave Merrick sensibly says to Ben Thaler, take a look at that earlier in the build-up.
I think he thinks that Chris Hall has lost the ball out on the right-hand side for Dewsbury.
We're just checking if a knock-on.
This is the
early one there. They were looking to get the ball to Austin Buchanan there, get a bit of speed, get in the right field. This is it. Chris Hall knocks the ball on, hits Ash Lindsay, bounces back into his hands, and he gives himself every opportunity.
That's a Batley player's hand. Surely we're not going back that far.
The early one with Buchanan, trying to get up there. This is the player. Goes across, looking to hit the players. Chris Hall catches the ball there, loses the ball. Bounces into Ash Lindsay, but he gives himself every opportunity from that angle. There's the knock-on. Comes off Ash Lindsay's head, but you've got to credit Chris Hall. He didn't stop, he played to the whistle, give Dewsbury every opportunity to score the try.
Well, Ben Thaler having a good look at that. Dewsbury thinking they've got their third try of the game, but they could be disappointed with this decision, because it does look as though Chris Hall has knocked that ball on, and the try is disallowed. But again, the threat out wide from this Dewsbury side.
But you've got to credit Dave Merrick as well. When he hits this ball, he loses it. Dave Merrick said, knock on, but he played on. He knew that he had the opportunity to go to the video referee and have a look at it for sure.
Do you know what my problem with that is? What if he doesn't score and there's another player and another player? He can't go too far back. If you see it, pull it. Let's crack on with the game.
So Batley, a let-off for them as that try is disallowed. Byron Smith on the halfway line for the Batley Bulldogs, who find themselves behind on the scoreboard now. Henderson can't make much progress.
Ordering his supper again. Must be a big order, that.
Byron Smith going down the short side now with Tim Spears. That's the fifth tackle.
Chris Langley.
Maloney hanging back, the kick, a high one. Buchanan was putting him under pressure. The fullback Colleran is underneath it and confidently takes that one and counters for his Dewsbury Rams side.
Well taken, he looked at that ball, he had it in his sights all the time and showed good speed there and tried to get on the edge of this Batley tight defence.
Mennell is struggling to get to his feet in back play, and he's looking groggy as well.
He's worked hard, this kid, hasn't he?
Hold.
David Rourke just keeps jamming the ball in as I put the mockers on him again.
Rourke appealing that that ball was stripped from his grasp, but the referee saying he lost control of it.
Here's the replay again.
Dave, have you got me?
Yeah. Don't like to see players tucking that ball in their hand. Get your thumb round that ball. You've got control of it. Get good grip on it, and that doesn't happen.
Binding, you want here, let's go. Get it in.
So Batley get head and feet at this scrum. Craig Farrell picks up from the base and goes across the field, takes the tackle. Chris Lythe. Here's Kevin King. King tackled by Langley, who seems to have shaken off the knock he picked up. They're having quite a tussle, those two are.
Substitution there.
Bostock was quite high, needs to be careful with his technique.
Placing number 16, Anthony
Don't give
Henderson.
penalties away in good parts of the field.
Lots of movement from that Batley side out wide there. Kevin Crowther's again involved.
Go.
Stention.
5.
Quick play, the ball from him. And Chris Lythe with the run. Lythe out wide to Lindsay. Lindsay has lost that one.
Knock on, not last.
And good defence again from this Dewsbury side.
They done well there because he called 5 tackles, then they lost the ball, tried to offload it. But let's see what Batley, if they can put this Dewsbury side under pressure, try and keep them down in this part of the field.
That's the difference between a natural winger and one that doesn't play it ever all the time. He didn't know what to do. His body position could have been a bit lower and he could have gone for that line, I think.
3, move, here fast.
Chris Charles tackled by Byron Smith, gets to his feet to play the ball for the Dewsbury side. Finn. Bostock again on a charging run, the former Great Britain student international. He plays the ball. Finn, Terry Glassy, Langley. Langley gets it away well to Austin Buchanan. Buchanan, and he offloads as well. And a bit of crisp passing there from the Dewsbury side. Eventually Bostock is stopped. That's the 5th tackle.
Wait.
Finn
Andrew, play.
poised to launch the kick, is he? He does. Comes under a bit of pressure from Lythe. The kick is not a bad one, but Lindsay is equal to it.
1. Release.
Did well, Ash Lindsay then. There was 3 Dewsbury players putting that pressure on him. He didn't panic, didn't jump too high, just steadied himself, relaxed, relieved the pressure. God, it's a difficult job, that wing spot sometimes.
Byron Smith takes on David Rourke. Rourke makes the tackle. Priest now.
4, stand here.
Looks as though Paul Mennell has recovered from the knock. He's
Boys dropped
out
that.
there barking out instructions. Meanwhile, Priest has fumbled that ball at the play the ball, and Dewsbury will get head and feet at this scrum.
Sloppy this.
Trying to get up and play the ball really quick. Didn't have hold of the ball properly when he was getting up. Tried to put it down, loses control. Up to that point, Ian Priest is having a really strong game. Chiming into the line. As a full-back, he really reads the game well from the back.
So this is a great opportunity for the Dewsbury Rams now. An hour on the clock. They're ahead by 10 points to 4 and heading for their first win in National League One this season. 3 precious points to close the gap between them and Whitehaven at the foot of the table. They're on the attack now with Ian Priest, with Tom Colleran. Colleran is tackled 10 metres out. It was Smith who was struggling to get to his feet. Finn, Terry Glassy now. Glassy taking on Byron Smith and Tim Spears and getting the ball away. And David Rourke, I think, was so surprised to see that one coming towards him that he promptly put it down, and it did pop out of the tackle, Terry Glassy.
It's better play from Terry Glassy this when he just gets the ball and goes, but just wasn't expecting it, was he? David Rourke.
10 metres.
Terry Glassy play on the edge and look to come off a good line onto Liam Finn pass, because that's what you can do. You've got to run, you've got to push up with him, because this Liam Finn can create things.
So that was promising for Dewsbury. They'll be disappointed. They couldn't capitalise on that. There haven't been many chances in this game. Dewsbury have had, well, 3 of them. They had that one in the first half when they knocked on in sight of the Batley line. They've had 2 early on in this second half, and they took both of those. those apart. There haven't been an awful lot of opportunities for them.
3, hands out to David. Hold, go.
Farrell plays that ball. Here's Byron Smith now.
4, move.
Tackled by Liam Finn, who really is putting in a captain's knock for his side tonight.
No lifting. 5.
Farrell,
6.
that's the 5th tackle.
8. Get up. He's holding him in.
Gets to his feet. He looks absolutely shattered, does Craig Farrell.
Give him 10.
And the kick is a good strong one. Reaches that Dewsbury try line, and Bryn Powell runs it back.
And that's a good kick chase, that.
Oh, that's a great kick chase. There could be in here with Danny Morn. Oh no, referee Dave Merrick has brought them back. That pass went forward, he says. Morn looks incredulous. Can't agree with that. And in fact, I think he's said something. No, it's the blood on his face.
Danny Morn, good kick chase pressure. Flips the ball off Bryn Powell, but the forward pass.
No, it's their ball with a forward pass.
They're not two in the tackle.
He's pulled it 1-on-1.
The referee said it's 1-on-1. He's adjudged it play on until the forward pass. It's the one that matters. Here we have it. Danny Morn, it's Ash Lindsay. Maybe touches the player.
It was okay, 1-on-1 ball still. It was a forward pass.
The referee's happy enough with it.
Time back up.
He wasn't happy with that pass. Well, that is a let-off for the Dewsbury side.
I think it's the correct decision, Bill. And again, I love to see the referees take control of the players. No back chat, don't give me any lip. You carry on, you'll give you a penalty away.
2, move. Craig, wait.
I think we've just lost that a little bit lately. Not too much. Just a little bit.
3, release Byron. Here.
Terry Glassy then in possession for the Dewsbury Rams, still holding on to this 10-4 lead, but living a little bit dangerously. Pat Walker, Glassy, Austin Buchanan now.
Austin Buchanan sniffing more and more around that middle of the pitch. Those that both sets of forwards are really tired. They've done a lot of work in the first half and early into this second half. The gaps are going to come round the middle, again switching it into the middle of the pitch, trying to work these big guys over.
Move. Wait. Go.
Martin Robinson plays the ball. The kick from Ryan Smith. Lindsay keeps his eye on it and gathers that one comfortably, and then is gathered in by the Dewsbury chasers.
I think this is where Batley need to work really hard to get out of their own end zone. There's nobody putting their hand up. Luke Stention's done it a few times. Get the ball under your wing, jam it in, and fight hard to play the ball as quick as you can. Fight for your front, just like Ash Lindsay there.
Movement. Wait.
Lindsay to his feet to play that ball. Stention, Byron Smith now. Smith for Maloney. Maloney, though, well tackled by Bostock. On the 40-metre line in the Batley half. Ollie Marnes gets away from Marin Trinder, but that's the 5th tackle.
Wait.
Kick pressure, yells Chris Langley. And Maloney doesn't feel any pressure as he puts that kick in, but very well dealt with by Liam Finn. He's had an outstanding game for his side tonight as the Dewsbury Rams number 7.
That's 1, 2.
Francis Maloney should have really put the ball downfield there. Give his side a bit of a chance, try and come up with the error. Lift his teammates because they're defending down here, they're working very hard. This Dewsbury side are really controlling this ball, and in the last 25 minutes really controlling this game.
4, square him up.
Into the last quarter. Dewsbury ahead. Ryan Smith, busy number 6 for this Dewsbury side. That's the 5th tackle. Pat Walker
No pens.
appealing for a penalty. Finn, time to hoist the kick. Buchanan and Ollie Marnes chasing for it. They were both competing. Buchanan has it back and has his second try of the game, or does he? Busy Ben Thaler. Whoa! Steady on, says Dave Merrick. And just a voice of calm in all the madness says, let's have a look at that and just see how that ball came to be in the hands of Austin Buchanan. And at the offside, I suspect.
He's going to check now if the ball comes off Ollie Marnes. Check if they're all onside. Liam Finn, the pinpoint kick. From that angle there, they all look onside. Ollie Marnes jumps for the ball. The ball go backwards there. The ball looks like it goes backwards.
I think, does it hit Bostock on the shoulder?
It's definitely Bostock. It's whether it goes forward or not from here. He's definitely behind.
That
Bostock.
ball's gone backwards.
Yeah, I think that's a try. Here, this is a better angle. Bostock's shoulder there. And he's in front of the ball. Well, seen these go either way. In my opinion, I think it's a try. From now on, the ball's backwards. Austin Buchanan, the referee's in a great position.
Buchanan hoping that the decision will mean he's got his second try of the game, but it's that ricochet that's key to the decision. And Ben Thaler having a good look at this one, and the more you look at it, or the more he looks at it, or the more you look at him looking at it,
The more confused I am, Bill.
Who's looking at it?
him there.
I think the ball goes backwards. The Austin Buchanan comes infield.
That's
Still not
where it hit
sure.
Bostock.
Comes off his shoulder, bounces off his head. Austin Buchanan still aware where the ball is. Runs in fields, goes round Priest.
That's a good angle to see whether that ball's gone backwards. It certainly seems to have done from that.
Yeah, and do you know what? I always believe the Dewsbury players have walked back for the kick-off, and the Batley players are in a huddle ready for the kick to be taken. They're not often liars.
I think they've gone home.
That's a try. Doesn't matter how long he takes for me, as long as he gets the right decision.
Still waiting for the decision. Now then, this is a try that could settle the game in the Dewsbury Rams' favour, but is he going to award it? Ben Thaler having a good look at it. Dave Merrick awaiting the decision. Dewsbury anticipating it's going to be awarded in their favour.
No try.
It's not.
Knock on. It's a scrum. Batley head and feet. Knock
It's
on.
not.
Just come down.
Disallowed by Ben Thaler, the video referee. Austin Buchanan is dumbstruck by that.
Does that give them the lifeline to get back into this team, this Batley side? He said that there's a knock on there off Bostock.
Come on, guys. Time's up.
Obviously nothing that Austin Buchanan done there was wrong, but it was definitely off. Where he jumped for the ball, he put him under pressure. But Ben Thaler's made the decision. It's how this Dewsbury side react now. They can't feel sorry for themselves. They've still got to try and build pressure on this Batley side.
This game's still in the balance. There's only one try and a bit between both teams.
Go.
Again, I think it's about building pressure. Batley seem to be constantly coming away from their own line.
Wait. Go.
Well, the decision, a knock on by Dewsbury,
Stand up. Move.
and that's a call that, well, could work in their favour in terms of really geeing them up for the closing minutes here, because they will feel very hard done by there.
Hands away.
To give them the lifeline to get back into this game. Francis Maloney now trying to direct his troops. Get back to the middle. Let's get a big kick chase. Put them under pressure, Dewsbury. Let's get out of our own half. We've been defending far too much down there.
The two coaches looking on there as Maloney goes for a 40-20, and Buchanan at the other end of the field does well there, because that would have been a 40-20 and would have put Batley in a great position. As it is, Austin Buchanan is able to run that ball back. Good work from the winger.
He's an important player for this Dewsbury team, Austin Buchanan. He's running backwards. He knows he can get it back in without surrendering his feet, and also gets his team back in the ascendancy. A fantastic player, Austin Buchanan.
So Dewsbury come again,
Stand up, Freddie.
spurred on by their
Go.
impatience really at that decision. And Terry Glassy up to the halfway line. 19-year-old Ryan Smith then, and now Liam Finn, Chris Charles. This is very different from Villeneuve, Mount Pleasant on a Thursday night in National League One, as opposed to the elite French competition, which is where he has been for most of this year. That's a good kick, a great kick, and again it's Liam Finn.
Liam Finn, just the old head who just says, let's keep the pressure, put it in touch, we'll walk down to the scrum, and again, make Batley come away. And Ash Lindsay, not a natural winger, he's the guy who Liam Finn's looking to expose.
Then my system's gonna
Keep chipping away.
He's had an incredible record with this Dewsbury club, ever present in 2006 and 2007, and ever present so far this season, Liam Finn. Very durable player.
Importantly, he can play at half-back, he can play at hooker, play at loose forward as well.
Just the sort of player you want to take to a World Cup, perhaps.
Possibly, Bill, possibly.
Wait. Go.
It's Batley in possession at the moment with Craig Farrell, and they look as though they're struggling to find some momentum to get forward up this hill. Weary legs. Of course, they had a long trip to Bridgend last weekend and were on the wrong end of a big defeat against the Celtic Crusaders. Tough turnaround for them. And they've got their minds on that Northern Rail Cup semi-final next Thursday against National League 2 Doncaster, a game you can see on Sky Sports. The kick downfield.
Good defence by Chris Hall there on the right-hand side for Dewsbury, forcing them to kick again from in their own 30. And now you see where Dewsbury attacking, they get the ball, they're returning it, and now they're just getting up to halfway. In the wrong end of the pitch for this Batley side.
You need to earn the right to play rugby, don't you? And after one drive, that's a good shot from Batley though. After one drive, the Batley side are looking to ship it wide. I'm not sure that's working for them. Route one, I think, build pressure, get a rolling ruck, and then look to play.
It was Trinder who went without it. The tackle is in his face, and Trinder just losing possession.
They must try and move the ball up at it, because the first half they were just tucking the ball under their arm, and they've got to try and play with a bit of whip and try and chance their arm. Apart from that, simple knock on.
But that's what happens, Tez. They're not on the forward foot. The pass goes behind, they surrender possession. Let's get some forward momentum from Batley.
Well, the touch judge is on. I think he's seen something. I'm not sure exactly what he's seen.
Number 15, Andrew Boothroyd, returning to the field, replacing number 13, Craig Farrell.
And he's had a word with referee Dave Merrick.
Time off. Dewsbury 2, please. Dewsbury 2. Come here. Dave.
I think it's a late challenge here,
yes.
yeah, just knees in the back. Bryn Powell, not that kind of player, I don't think. He's just making sure that that play's dead and just catches him with his knees.
It's Paul Mennell who was on the receiving end of that.
After Bromwich, you've gone, it's foul play.
Yeah, it looks more on the arm, probably forcing the shoulder somewhere it doesn't want to go.
It was the knees hitting the side.
The knees hitting the shoulder, Bill, forcing the shoulder to go somewhere it doesn't want to go. Sorry, I'll explain it a bit better.
Never
Body parts everywhere.
Never thought of a career in medicine.
Body parts everywhere. He's holding his shoulder there, that's why he's limping. Classic dislocated shoulder, that.
Well, he's okay, he's back on his feet.
It's okay though, his shoulder's going to be fine, he's stretching his leg.
Wait.
And it's given Batley the penalty. Now then, can they puncture this Dewsbury bubble? The Rams leading by 10 points to 4 at the moment, but Batley coming strongly. Their supporters behind those posts at the top end of the ground, cheering them on, urging them up the hill.
That's what I'm talking about, Bill. Speed at the ruck.
There's
good forward momentum.
Speed from Kevin King, who's tackled on the 10-metre line. Byron Smith. Smith, shoulder to shoulder with Chris Charles. Smith plays the ball. Mennell now, recovered from that knock. That's good defence. That's great defence to stop Danny Morn. Morn driven towards the touchline. Mennell comes back in field, and Charles it is, who I think just flops on that ball.
Terrific defence from Chris Hall. He's been solid all night. On Dewsbury's right, made the tackle, slowed the momentum down. And it's Mennell again who puts a pretty ineffective kick in. Chris Charles just laps it up. Thanks very much.
This is what derby games are all about. 8 minutes to go now, both teams under pressure. One score in it, who's going to keep the nerve? Are Dewsbury going to get up to the win, or are Batley going to force something and come up with a try?
Well, this has been the classic slow burner. It was hardly burning in the first half, it was sort of smouldering. But it's starting to catch fire, this one now. And the kick from Walker is not a good one. It's straight into the arms of Lindsay. And Lindsay taking him on the outside, which is a dangerous option.
Get this guy in the middle of the field, this Lindsay. With the ball in the hand, he's absolutely tremendous, taking on the big guys. He's strong as an ox and he's got speed to burn.
But of course, with Fagboran in the stands with concussion, that's the hand that Gary Thornton has been dealt. It's Batley on the attack now. There's 8 minutes to go here. And here is Kevin King. King runs into a strong challenge from Bostock.
Go.
And King is struggling, gets to his feet and then sinks to his knees, and that's another big hit from Bostock. That's what lifts your side in the closing minutes of a game like this. King is still down as Lyde goes down the sidelines and finds a touch.
That's a good kick though, Chris Lyde. He's a live wire, this kid, running with the ball in his hand. And I think he's got a sore knee, Bill. Chris Lyde here, left-footed kick, chases hard,
7 minutes.
and the Batley player doesn't want anything to do with that.
There's bumps and bruises all over the place. Kevin King is in trouble. Andy Bostock, meanwhile, for the Dewsbury Rams, he's clutching his shoulder. There'll be some sore bodies after this one.
And they've got to get up for work in the morning, Bill.
It's Dewsbury holding on to this slender lead, hoping that they can hold on and get their first win of the season in National League One. They've played 8 games, they haven't won a game so far. They've got 4 bonus points, but they want the whole lot tonight.
The senior guys have really stepped up for Dewsbury in this second half. Probably led from front. Warren Jowett's laid down the challenge. You guys get there, take them on, and try and give some inspiration to some of our youngsters. The likes of Andy Bostock, who's gone on. He's had a magnificent second half, coming up 24 tackles.
Ryan Smith with a kick downfield. Ian Priest it is who runs it back. And what will this do for Warren Jowett's job prospects? He, of course, has expressed an interest in the vacancy as David Rourke leads the field. Well, a win against your local rivals, the first win of the season in the National League, that won't do him any harm. Meanwhile, here come Batley on the attack.
You've got to feel sorry for Andy Kelly, though. It's the same group of players that caused him to lose his job. He's sat at home watching now, but a terrific performance from both sides. Still drama in this game.
Look at that Dewsbury defence. Across the field to close down the options for Paul Mennell. And now Chris Lyde. Lyde gets away from the first line of defence. It's picked up by Spears. Now here's Craig Farrell. Farrell has Ollie Marnes outside him. Marnes taking on Buchanan. Buchanan just gets a tap to him, and Marnes has lost that ball. He's got it back, and
I don't know.
Is it 6 to go, or is it on the last?
Oh, he said he regathered it. Not sure, Bill.
That ball's bouncing anywhere, and eventually it's snaffled, and sighs of relief, gasps of relief as Chris Hall came up with it for Dewsbury.
Well, I think Ollie Marnes loses that ball in that last play, but the referee said play on, and it's Dewsbury's time to come away. Dewsbury's turn to come away from their own line.
Batley have got to come up with something now. 5 minutes left in this game. They know that they're running out of time. They've got to really cram in, try and force the error, try and get the shot on these guys here now. Teddy Glassy taking the ball forward.
5 minutes to go, and Dewsbury need all the troops they can, but I think they've got a problem.
That's right, Bill. If they are to hold on, they have to do it, we think, without Chris Langley. He has some blurred vision due to a poke in the eye out there. Again, the medical team have got involved. But it looks as if Dewsbury will have to hold on without Chris Langley at this stage.
Well, they're just 4 minutes away now from their first win of the season in the National League. There is Langley. O'Rourke alongside him as well. Oh, and he's lost that one, Simpson.
He's lost the ball. I just want to pick you up on the point you made about Dewsbury, or Batley rather, as we see again. Poor grip that, get hold of the ball. He's saying Batley need to play, they need to come up with a big play. I don't think they do, Tez. I think they need to camp out on Dewsbury's line. 5 minutes as it was then, 4 minutes now is a long time in rugby league.
In 4 minutes, guys, you'll probably get 3 sets to play. You've got to push up, you've got to push into that next hole. It's not about the big play.
Use the 3 players though.
Use the 3 set to 6, but it's about pushing that ball and trying to come up and support your mate when he's got the ball.
But don't go for bust all the time. Used all the time. It's a long.
Jake Wilson plays the ball. Here's Terry Glassy. Glassy taking on Maloney, and he's heading for the touchline. Is Glassy just managing to stay in the field of play? Maloney and Austin Buchanan exchanging pleasantries in back play. The play continues with Aaron Trinder. Dewsbury will just be happy to keep things down at this end of the field. They lead by 10 points to 4. They're looking for their first win of the season, and Finn goes for the 1-pointer. He's got it! Those Dewsbury supporters behind those posts will tell you. And Liam Finn, a captain's knock from him, could have guided his side to this vital first win of the season with that one.
In the right field position, Liam Finn knew where he was, but the Batley lads looking round. You don't want your most senior player in Francis Maloney. Here we see Liam Finn put under no pressure whatsoever, slots it straight between the uprights. But you don't want to see Francis Maloney barracking, shouting at everybody there, trying to have his little battle with Austin Buchanan. You can't do that as a senior pro. You've got to try and lift your teammates.
Well, immediately from the restart, Dewsbury have knocked on, trying to gather that short restart from Batley, and Batley have head and feet at the scrum. So this game isn't home and dry yet for the Dewsbury Rams. They lead by 11 points to 4, and Batley, a sense of urgency about them. Gary Thornton, grim face. It hasn't been a best performance from his side this season.
It is an important drop goal. It makes the difference more than a try.
Maloney deciding to take him on himself with that little kick chase, but it's well fielded, and it's a good work from Aaron Trinder.
Hasn't he had a big second half? When he's took the ball forward, taking the direct route, and who would have thought he would have popped up there to cover the kick?
Surrender!
There is Aaron Trinder.
Team, get tight!
Once a junior Kiwi and a New Zealand Maori.
3, release! Craig! Hold.
So Dewsbury in possession. Austin Buchanan denied a try, a second try in this second half, which Dewsbury have really dominated. They trail by 4 points to 0, but they've turned this game around.
Don't steal now.
And they're looking to just close it out now. Finn puts the kick in. The chase was on, the pressure was on, but he manages to find a bit of territory. Then Priest can't cope with it, and it's picked up, and Dewsbury have it back, and they could settle it here with Ryan Smith. Smith can't get round Lindsay though.
He was looking for Bryn Powell, but Bryn Powell had gone in field to put the pressure on Ian Priest there.
But they're coming strongly here now with Jake Wilson, who scored a try here in Dewsbury's last victory, which was in the Challenge Cup in April the 20th it was. They haven't had a scent of a victory since then. They're on course for one now, and they have a penalty now, which will give them 2 points surely and seal the victory for Warren Jowett's side.
Tim Spears offside, just couldn't get back the 10 yards. That's because the speed that the Dewsbury players were playing the ball, they were running with a lot more conviction than the opposites. And they've just had a real big second half. Both of these teams have looked to throw the ball around. This Dewsbury team are the ones who've took the chances.
Take it back, come on.
He's laughing now.
Well, he's got something to smile about, I think, Warren Jowett. And Patrick Walker will try and land 2 more points for his side with this. His 61st success of the season with the boots, and that just confirms the result that Dewsbury can celebrate and Warren Jowett can celebrate, the caretaker coach. First win of the season in the National League competition, and Gary Thornton acknowledges that in the second half certainly his side have been outfought, and Dewsbury battling their way to this victory. Chris Charles there back in the British game and experiencing a good old-fashioned derby match, and okay, the first 40 minutes won't go down in the memory, but certainly made up for it in the second, Barry.
And again, Chris Charles played his part, as you see Warren Jowett in the frame there. Terry Glacier, these Batley fans, these Dewsbury fans, sorry, will be delighted with the effort that their players have put in. They'll sing long and hard. If they get a performance like that from this group of players, they'll support them all day and all night. To our left at the commentary, there's a big gang of them thoroughly enjoying having the bragging rights.
Well, it matters a lot in this one, the heavy woolen derby, and just a couple of miles between these two communities, and this is the one that matters for these two teams, or one of the ones that matters. Batley, of course, have another one that matters next Thursday. They have a Northern Rail Cup semi-final to look forward to. But Dewsbury, meanwhile, are celebrating a first win of the season. We can hear now from their captain. Had an outstanding game, Liam Finn. He's with Ben.
Liam, an outstanding performance from you, but I suppose the overriding feeling will be relief, will it?
Oh yeah, it's a massive weight off his shoulders, that, just to get one win. It feels like weight at World's been lifted off all of his shoulders, I think. I think the boys are mighty relieved, yeah.
And of course, to get that win at the hands of your fiercest, your dearest, your local rivals, all the sweeter.
Oh, it's always nice to beat Batley. I mean, I don't think we play him enough 6 times this year. You know, I think we could throw in a couple more.
It was a game that didn't really come to life in the first half, but you started so well in the second. What did Warren say at half-time?
Basically, he just said we'd weathered the storm well. I mean, we were camped on his own line for the full first half on the infamous Batley slope, and we held out pretty well to concede 4 points. He just said keep defending well and it'll come with ball, and it did.
Thanks very much, Liam. Bring in Warren, Jowett. Warren, I just spoke to Liam there about relief. You've not been in the job for too long, but that must be the sweetest moment so far.
Oh, definitely. No, I'm just over at the moment because these boys have worked hard for the last 3 weeks under me now, and I mean, they've worked hard as well, they've trained hard, and I've been saying they're more than good enough to get a win, and they're going to get a win, and it's come tonight, and I'm just over at the moment for them. It's just, they deserve it, you know what I mean? They've worked so hard, and I mean, I've asked a lot of questions of them all, and they've all answered it, and just over at the moment with them. I'm just over at the moment, I'm over at the moment. I'm real good for Dewsbury.
They certainly put you through the ringer emotionally in that game. How important was the drop goal from Liam Finn, and how relieved did you feel when that went over?
Oh, very importantly, you know, Liam's a very smart, intelligent player, and I always says the brains behind the team, Liam Finn, and we're coming front radar, we're going for one. I said, Liam Finn's already sussed it, he's going for it, and when he did that, it was, like I say, a big relief, and no, they've had a lot of pressure, these boys, over the last few months, and finally the pressure's been released a little bit, and I'm more than confident these can climb up the table. You know, it's only a win, it's one winning. I'm not going to get carried away with it. We've got a lot to work on. There's a lot of errors we've got to work on this game. A lot of areas, sorry. But I'm confident that keep playing like that, keep digging like they are doing, they're going to get themselves up on that table.
And obviously the Dewsbury coaching job, the permanent coaching job, up for grabs. You've got the hot seat in a caretaker capacity at the moment. Results like that, and they've got to consider you. Do you want the job?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. If it's, like I've always said, you know, if it's a full-time basis job, they want a full-time coach. I can't do it because of work commitments. But it's part-time. I'd love the job, and you know, I'd be more than happy to take the job on. It's a great club, as Dewsbury. You know, I've been here 3 years now, and like, I just like to pay a bit back to, you know, the chairman and the directors because they've really looked after me over the last 3 years. So,
thanks very much, Warren. Well done.
Cheers, thank you.